The time is going to pass anyway, and either way that you choose, it's going to be hard. But my question for you is, which side of hard do you want to be on? The side that keeps you stuck or the side that makes you unrecognizable? Hey, welcome to my channel. If you are new, if you're not new, then hey girl, how have you been? For those of you that don't know, my name is Taji and I'm your go-to girl for all things self-growth, self-love, self-improvement. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any videos. This video is about becoming unrecognizable. And in order to do that, you must embrace consistent discomfort on purpose. This involves a complete transformation of your mindset, habits, relationships, and environment. And today I want to talk about how to embrace that discomfort and break out of your old habits in order to move closer to that dream version of yourself. Number one is going to be to work from the inside out. You cannot build lasting habits on top of unresolved pain, old identities, and unchecked mindsets. Before embracing new healthy habits into our life, we first need to identify what negative or unhealthy habits we have that we need to work on. In order to do this, you have to get to know yourself and really highlight your vision and your why. Why do you want to wake up earlier? Why do you want to get in shape? Why do you want to be this new version of yourself? Unresolved trauma tends to alter our brain into survival mode, and that is our brain prioritizing safety over growth, which can then prevent us from trying new things and creating new habits. A lot of my old trauma would cause me to have low self-esteem, and I would feel like everyone that looked at me was judging me, and in turn, that stopped me from building the new healthy habit of going to the gym because I felt like, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna look at me. I don't know what I'm doing in here. They're gonna be laughing in their head. So as much as I wanted to go to the gym and try all these new things, I battled with the thoughts and negative feelings that I was having. I had to journal about this and talk about these feelings in therapy before I can stack the new healthy habit of going to the gym on top of those negative thoughts and feelings. I say all that to say it is so hard to build healthy habits and put them on top of negativity and trauma because it's going to crumble. You cannot build a solid foundation and start something new on top of something that is just so painful, that on top of something that can just crumble at any minute. So once you do the work on the inside, it is so much easier to see the progress on the outside. And side note, I just want to say that if you are struggling with those thoughts of going to the gym and feeling like everybody is staring at you, I can guarantee you that they're not. Like, everybody in the gym is literally minding their own business, trying to get to their own version of themselves that they're trying to get to. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I struggled on the machines or struggled with form and nobody's even like paying me any attention. But those were my feelings. That was from my trauma that was making me feel that way. But yeah, if you're struggling with that, go to the gym. Which brings me to number two, and that is to choose your mindset. Now, when it comes to setting goals and working towards seeing positive change in your life, there are two different types of mindsets that can affect you. The growth mindset, which means that you believe that intelligence and habits can be developed over time, and the fixed mindset, which means you believe that intelligence is fixed and that if you don't have it, you just won't have it and you might not ever be good at something. When you break it down, a growth mindset reframes how you see challenges and opportunities, while a fixed mindset keeps you thinking so small. Our brains will literally operate on a fixed mindset to keep us safe and protected from failure. So it's up to us to hijack and retrain our brain into understanding and knowing that failure is not something that we need to be protected from. It's actually something that we need to embrace because that is how we grow. Also, when you're trying something new, it's so important to focus on progress over the outcome. It is perfectly okay to start small and build momentum as you go. For example, if you are working on wanting to have a clean space more often, start by making your bed every day. Do that for a week straight and then maybe add vacuuming or dusting. And then just keep building from there. A lot of people quit because they're so focused on the end result that they don't recognize the small win. My next tip is to take consistent, uncomfortable action. Now, we've all heard the saying, if you can't take the heat, then get out of the kitchen. And that's cool, but the truth is, if we choose to exit every time it warms up a little bit, we won't ever see growth, we won't ever make it to that dream version of ourselves, and we won't ever see the success that we truly want. That unrecognizable version of yourself is on the other side of that heat that you keep avoiding because it's uncomfortable. And trust me, I know that it is uncomfortable. I know that it is hard. There are some days that I wake up and I'm like, oh my goodness, what did I sign up for? I have so much on my plate right now. But then I remember that the goal was to eat. The goal was to become unrecognizable. The goal was to be so self sufficient, so successful. And I know that I'm on my way there. I feel it every single day that I stack these new habits on top of each other. And then I can't do anything but just be grateful and thank God for bringing me this far and for giving me all these opportunities. So step out of your comfort zone. Comfort zones may feel safe, but they keep you so small. The real growth that you're looking for comes with fear, awkwardness, uncomfortableness, failing, and learning from your mistakes. Is it going to be easy? No, I am not here to tell you that it is going to be easy. It is likely to be some of the most challenging things that you have ever done in your whole life. But if you choose to stick with it, you will see a transformation in yourself. It is inevitable. It is going to happen. And it won't always feel hard and uncomfortable. The more you work towards building new habits, the easier they become, the more natural they feel. You don't have to jump full throttle right into it head first, deep dive, I'm finna do it. Slow motion is better than no motion. For example, if you want to start waking up earlier, start by setting your alarm just 30 minutes earlier than usual. Get used to that. And then next, make it 45 minutes. After that, an hour. And you will see that your body will naturally catch up to what your mind is doing. All you need to do is set the goal, get through the uncomfortability. Next, I want to talk about building a replacement plan. Most people try to quit a bad habit simply by stopping it, but that leaves a gap. Habits are usually tied to triggers like boredom or stress. So unless you replace them with something else, you'll usually fall back into your old cycle. I have a habit of constantly checking my phone. It does not matter if I have a new notification or not. One thing I'm gonna do is check that phone. I tried to put app timers on, that didn't work. I tried to mentally tell myself, like, okay, I'm just not gonna use my phone. That definitely didn't work. The only thing that is helping me break this habit, I was gonna say that habit, but this habit is by replacing it with something else. I noticed that when I give my brain something else to focus on, it's so much easier to not grab my phone. For example, I'm teaching myself how to braid hair, and I'm also noticing that my brain tends to want to use my phone when I have idle time. So whenever I'm just sitting and my brain goes to want to scroll, I'll grab my practice head instead and start practicing a new style. My brain is still getting a reward, my hands are still busy, and it works because it's actually something that I'm interested in. It's actually something that I would want to be doing. It's important that the replacement feels natural in the same moment as the old habit. I'm not going to replace scrolling my phone with cleaning the house because that's a whole different mood, a whole different energy level. So I'd never stick with that. Do things today that your future self tomorrow will thank you for. If the goal is to start working out more, don't just say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. No, build a replacement plan around working out more. Instead of spending that time scrolling before you go to bed, use that time instead to pick out your gym clothes and lay them out. Fill your water bottle and set it next to your bed, and whatever else that you need to do to ensure you that when it's time to go, you're going to be ready to go. You've already made the decision easier. And trust me, your future self will be thanking you. The last thing that I want to talk about briefly, because this one was such a huge roadblock for me in the beginning, is don't spend too much time in the planning phase. While planning is important, too much of it becomes procrastination. This is something that I wish I'd known last year when I was in the planning phase of starting this channel. There were so many things that I felt I needed to perfect before even recording my first video. I wasted so much time going back and forth until I actually got physically ill from all of the stress I was putting on myself. I finally said, forget this, and I sat and I recorded my first video. And guess what? After all of that planning, it was still so far from perfect. It doesn't matter how many videos you watch or how many notes you take, the only way that you can get better at something is by getting uncomfortable and getting to it. So whatever it is that you're working on, I challenge you to put your pen and notepad down and physically start doing it today. And that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that this video serves as a reminder to get uncomfortable and do the hard things as you continue down this path. Let's chat. What is one thing that you will commit to this week that is uncomfortable, but it is also pushing you towards your dream self? Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe so that you don't miss another video. Bye.